Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Project Mid. It's your boy John, aka Salami Loop. Today we're talking about SOS by SZA. Is SOS Mid? Check it out at the end of the video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Check out my other Are They Mids. Check out my other Project Mids. And check out my podcast, Salami Talk, and leave a review. A 5-star review would be great. Make sure you just check out my channel. Support. I love you all. Thank you for watching, and let's just hop right into it. I'm going to try my best to not compare this to Control, considering that the SOS is her second studio album. So we have featured vocals on this album by Don Toliver, Phoebe Bridges, I believe her name is, Travis Scott, and ODB, Old Dirty Bastard, in case you didn't know who ODB is. So SZA wrote most of the tracks on this album. The track listing is about 67 minutes, so just a little over an hour. The album cover, I love the artwork. It's very just simple but eye-catching with the waves and her just standing on I think it's like a really long surfboard. I don't know what the fuck that is, but yeah, it's a really cool album cover. It's really eye-catching. So apparently this is the most unisex album according to SZA. She said that in an interview with Variety, I believe, and I mean that's a very broad statement. I mean, like, if you just listen to this album, you feel like anyone can just feel the emotion she's feeling regardless of what sex you are. So I don't think that was very needed. So Good Days, I Hate You, and Shirt were all released as singles to promote the album, hype it up. And, the songs are great. I love those songs. SZA said there's good days, but I don't believe there's any good days ever. So, there's that. I'm going to try to simplify it as much, but there's some beats on this album that are kind of like Afrocentric, if that makes sense, but we have very R&B acclaimed beats with hip-hop and pop influences on it, with sampled soul, gospel, and jazz. The production on this album is like phenomenal. There was like a lot of people on the production team with this, and one of the only being Benny Blanco. So a lot of work was put into this over the 5 years that she, was hyping up this album. Not to mention that she wrote the entire album and then just decided to throw it out, which is, that's cool, and then rewrite it. And now we have SOS by SZA. She was actually supposed to drop this album in the summer. It was called like SZA Summer or something like that, but we dropped it in fucking December, so Merry Christmas. We have bangers on this album with Blind, Snooze, Kill Bill, the intro to SOS, Open Arms with Travis Scott, Used To with Don Toliver, Ghost in the Machine with Phoebe Briggs. Like, most of the songs on this album are 100% bangers, touched my soul, uplifted me out of my astral plane, made me experience euphoria. It was like, SZA delivered in all departments. But with that comes a grain of salt because it's very inconsistent. The themes in this album are very inconsistent. We have themes from love to heartbreak to doubting yourself, which she does a lot in this album, and it really fucking pisses me off. Feeling ashamed of yourself, needing validation from somebody or some materialistic object, and just even humanity is a theme in this, and we see that in Ghost in the Machine with Phoebe. She's literally talking about how a robot has more feeling than her because she's so numb to everything, and I think that's super cool with all the themes, but it can throw a lot of people off. It can make a lot of people just really confused when you're talking about how you miss your ex on one song and you've had all this love for him, and then they're Smoking on an X-Pack where you're talking about how your pussy is like, A1 fucking, like, I don't need this guy. He ain't shit. It's like a complete 180. Other songs, it kind of just trickles down like that with some filler, because like there's a song on there, it's like, I think like Far, Conceited, and the other one is Late, I believe. And then the one with ODB, like I feel like that song just shouldn't have been on there, but there is some filler in this, and it's not necessarily bad, but like to someone, everyone has an opinion, so don't get mad at me when I give it a bad rating. God forbid if I ever give it a bad rating. She does doubt herself a lot in this album, and I don't like that because it's fucking SZA. Like, you're literally SZA. You came out with Control, and that was just a fantastic drop, and you're an amazing artist. And then she doubts herself a lot on this album, and I kind of get it where like you can be a perfectionist and get in your head and need validation from everything. But then again, like, do you really feel like that, or is that, I guess this is more of a me thing. Like, don't doubt yourself. Just continue forward with your life and do you. But when I heard it, I'm like, dude, just stop, dude. Just, you know, fucking boss up. Just do it, dude. No, but it's a lot. I feel like on every other song, it's constantly her doubting herself about something in a scenario. Every scenario comes back to her just doubting herself. Here I am. I'm comparing it to Control, where she doubted herself, but it wasn't to the extent there, because she was more of like, oh, I'm new coming into this, sing really well and I do it really well, and you know, I'm very open about my sexuality and I'm very open about my feelings and how I make others feel and about my life experiences. And you know, she with this album, it is just all over the place, but I digress. It's still an amazing album with the handful of bangers that she delivered to us, and the artwork and the, you know, the production behind it, the team. There's a lot more people on there. There was like fucking like 20 people on this production. Now, did all of them put their 2 cents in? I don't know, but I mean, when you look at the credits, it's there. So I guess a great like example to say about this album is just imagine a car. It's your first car, and you don't know how to feel about this car when you first get it. And when you start driving it and breaking it in, you get more comfortable. You actually start to like it more, like that. Even a shoe, like you can just take it as a shoe. That's what this album is. It's very, I feel like this album is going to age very well with time, but as of right now, it's kind of just, I don't want to say too early to give a review, but it's still brand new and fresh. With that, I'm going to give SOS by SZA a solid 8.5 out of 10. Very, very great album. Does not really live up to the caliber that most people expected when comparing it to Control. It's going to take a couple listens until you actually like grasp the feel of the album. But overall, man, like, it's still a great album. I love the beats on it, the artwork. I mean, her voice is just like, you just can't, you know. But 8.5 out of 10. If you got a problem, I guess just leave a comment. So this has been Project Mid for SOS by SZA. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Check out my other Are They Mids. Check out my other Project Mids. And make sure you guys check out my podcast, Salami Talk. It really means a lot if you guys check that out. It's on all platforms. And please leave a review for that. I would really appreciate it. And I love you guys. You guys are awesome. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.